Right. So we have with us the herbalist himself,
Yeah.
Mr. Worldwide,
Yeah.
Patrick Dells.
Yes.
Good night to you. So how are you doing today?
Brother, bless you.
Good man. I
Bless you,
mean,
bro.
it really warms my heart when I see my Grenadian brothers representing Grenada in such a manner as you are.
Yeah.
You have become a worldwide sensation,
Yeah.
and it didn't happen overnight.
No.
You've been doing this for a very long time,
Yeah. 30
and
years.
that's a long time. And the thing is,
Yeah.
not many people are willing to break the trends, to break the cycle, and get into the things that people dare not try. And you are there, and I know that you have received a lot of challenges, a lot of opposition for what it
All the
is
time,
that
man.
you do, but you
All the
continue to
time.
do it.
Yeah. The most I works.
That's the. We have seen
Yeah.
also that you have decided to be innovative, and so now you're using social media
Yeah.
to get your message across.
Yeah.
Now let's start from the beginning and tell us really what is Patrick Dells all about.
Well, before we go to that, we have to give the Most High thanks and praises, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's that. I remember we had a radio program. I was on a program with you at one time on the
Yeah,
radio.
man, we mash up the place.
So, I've been around. But, I started off with being very sick, very sick person, and that's the reason why I'm so adamant about health, because I've been sick. I had migraines. I was a migraine sufferer. I had epilepsy, and I had a stroke at 32 years old.
Wow.
Trust me, man. All right. That's why I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't. Be another socialized person. I live a very simple life. And when I had these conditions, especially migraines, I couldn't go to school. I used to miss school a lot. And a lot of people say migraines come from what you eat. Sometimes you eat nuts or chocolate, or some people eat. If I eat curry, I might get a migraine headache. But then it had me all not going to school, vomiting all the time, and then the epileptic attacks was, wow, man, it's terrible, 3-4 per day, and then they used to give me an old drug called Epilin. It's an old drug. I see that, just saw it the other day also. And then I migrated to New York in 1975 because I'm a citizen of America, I've been to know that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I migrated to New York in 1975, and then I had a friend. His name is Hans Modest. Never forget his brother. He's a Muslim, but from Grenada,
All right.
And then he took me to see this Chinese doctor who he knew in Chinatown when I told him that I had a problem with epilepsy, I went to the Chinese doctor. The Chinese doctor said, "You eat flesh?" Yeah. What flesh you eat? Sloppy Joe. Sloppy Joe no more, man. So he put me on a program.
Okay.
And that's why I learned about medicine in terms of putting people on programs in order to get them well. So he put me on this program, and that's the first time I saw a doctor took herbs and put it on a mat, on the regular mat we eat on. Take 7 herbs and put it on this mat, and he gave me for 7 days. And he said, go home, drink that, and don't use no aluminum pots.
Oh.
I told him I know nothing about aluminum pots. He said, don't use aluminum pots. And then I went, we said, get some cast iron. So I had to go and look for the cast iron pot. Yeah.
All right.
And then I started to drink the herbs, and then after the first week, I see no attacks. Second week, I see no attack. I said, wow. One in a month, I said, wow. And then I started to say, okay. Then all of a sudden, I was off Epilin. Up to this day, I'm 62 years old.
Oh.
I haven't taken Epilin ever since.
And Epilin was for the epilepsy?
Epilepsy, yeah. Okay. And you hear that a medical doctor will say to you, you know what? You have to take a drug for the rest of your life. That's a norm when you go to a regular doctor.
Right.
You have high blood pressure, diabetes. They say you gotta take that drug till you die. And I'm saying that's a death sentence, so I don't believe in that. I believe that once you can find the cause of your problem, you can fix the disease or the problem that is. And lots of people who have epilepsy either come from the vaccines. The MMR vaccine, mumps
Measles.
Measles and rubella vaccine causes epilepsy. That's a fact. That's a known fact. Studies prove that too. And also, you can get epilepsy from you have a brain tumor. These things cause it. But for me, a lot of people do brain scans, and when they do the brain scan, they have epilepsy. It comes up with nothing. There's nothing wrong with your brain when you have it, unless you have cancer or something else. So there is always a deficiency in the brain. So what this doctor did, he was trained also in nutrition. That's why I like doctors who train, but they also train in nutrition, because nutrition is also significant. And then he started to give me choline bitartrate, DHA, GABA, magnesium, because magnesium acts as antispasmodic minerals. If you are deficient, you could get epileptic attacks too. And I started to feed on these things, and all of a sudden, I put back everything in my brain that was deficient. Epilepsy was repaired. History.
Wow.
So when I came to Grenada, I came to Grenada in 2000 when I moved back from New York, and I see a lot of people who had epilepsy. I just did what the Chinese doctor did for me, and we repaired it.
Yeah?
Yeah, man. Lots of people, even children too. It's amazing. 2 years old. So that's a testimony that I have, and it's a testimony that lots of my patients have when they come to me with epilepsy, and I teach them what I was taught. Each one teach one, and they fix the problem.
And so you have seen real life situations where persons have been totally healed.
Yeah.
From epilepsy.
Even from sickle cell too. Yeah. There's a brother right here in Grenada. You have him on YouTube. Look at my YouTube channel. He's right there. He was in a general hospital regularly with pain in his joints because of sickle cell. And all I did was learn how to send oxygen to the cells and prevent the cells from becoming sickle.
Yeah. And that was it.
Yeah.
So that's a good question now. That's a good point that you're raising, which brings me to my next question. How it is that you have learned so many, we understand where you have came from, where you came from, where you the Chinese doctor and so on, but how it is that you were able to learn so many different methods of healing people.
It's a gift from the Most High. I go to the Bible, I take a lot of my teachings from the Bible, especially in the diet that the Most High gave us in the beginning. You know what I mean? So I follow that principle, and then the Bible talk about a lot of plants. And if you go back in Songs of Solomon, you see a lot of plants there. You go back in Ezekiel, you go back in the Psalms.
Right.
Psalm 51 talk about hyssop. We use hyssop for herpes and AIDS, antiviral herb. Cleanse me with hyssop. So I look at that, and then I learn to combine different methods. It's a gift.
Right.
That some people have special gifts. That the Most High gave me a gift. You know what I mean?
How do you get to test some of these methods or some of these combinations?
Oh, I used to live in Brooklyn. I used to live in an apartment building, and then somebody will come and say, "I have a headache, or I have a tummy ache," and then I will go get some peppermint or some chamomile and give them,
Okay.
And I say, "Oh my goodness, I feel better. You better go learn it, man. You got a gift."
Right.
And that's what I went to school and I learned it.
Oh, okay, all right.
So I combine the Chinese with Western medicine, and then what they call it Indian medicine, and then I come to Grenada, into Grenada, and then I combine all of them together.
So you have the best of all the worlds.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Have you ever had an incident where you have tried something and it didn't work, or you had a negative effect, you had an effect that wasn't desirable?
Well, sometimes you give people herbs, like a doctor give a person drugs. Like some people could be allergic to penicillin.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Some people take herbs and they get the beautiful thing about plants is if they have to give you a side effect, they give it to you right away.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So you get that side effect and you say, oh. Then usually we tell the patient, once the herb give you a side effect, that herb should be stopped right away.
Oh, okay.
And things don't, for instance, I'll give you a good example, like a herb called valerian. Some people use that particular herb to fall asleep because it's like a sedative plant.
Right.
And then some people may use it and they don't fall asleep. Keep them up all night.
So it has different effects on different
Yeah,
people.
different people. Yeah. So you have to know that's why you have to know the energy of the person, and you have to know the energy of the plants that you're going to use for that particular individual. So, for instance, if a person come to me and we talking and I'm asking them a few questions about their health. You drink this, you drink coffee, you drink soft drink, do you eat fried food, do you drink a lot of water, do you go to the bathroom every day, you eat pork, you eat barbecue, and you have any stress, I could determine from my wisdom, when I use the word wisdom,
Right.
from my wisdom, if that person need to be tranquilized with herbs, or if they need herb for energy. You know what I'm saying?
That's
It's a gift from the Most
that's
High.
some sophisticated
Yeah,
stuff there,
yeah,
right?
yeah. That's why a lot of people doesn't understand. You can't just go and take herbs and boil it and drink it, because herbs have chemicals also, like the drugs do, and you have to know the chemical makeup of the plant. Some herbs have alkaloids, and some of the alkaloids in some plants will cause you to have what we call veneocclusive disease of the liver. They give you liver cancer.
Oh.
Comfrey is one, chaparral is one, bitter burr is one. Foxglove is another one again that is poisonous. They have a lot of alkaloids. So we have to look at the plant, know the chemical makeup of the plant before we administer it to the person. So, for instance, a plant like licorice, if a person have high blood pressure, we don't give them that because that particular plant make you retain sodium, and the most sodium you retain, your pressure gonna go high.
Yes, it's gonna go higher and
And
higher.
yeah, another herb again called angelica. If you have diabetes, we don't give you that herb because it make you retain sugars. So you have to know, you have to learn about the plant and the chemical makeup of the plant, so that when you administer that plant to that individual, you know what the chemical does.
Do you oppose traditional
Oh
medicine?
no, traditional medicine, what's that?
Well, when I say that, you know what I mean,
That's
right?
what I'm saying.
I mean, what
Our
it is-
medicine is traditional medicine.
in a sense, what we
Allopathic
recognize,
medicine you're talking about.
what we recognize as traditional, trying to keep it as simple as possible in terms of the choice of words.
Yeah, allopathic medicine.
Allopathic medicine,
Yes.
if you want to say that.
Sure.
Do you oppose?
No, I don't oppose no medicine at all. I don't oppose no medicine. What I try to do is, because sometimes I keep my patients on drugs. They need it sometimes.
Okay.
So, for instance, if a person have a high sugar level of say 500 milligram deciliter, and they come to me, I don't take care of them. I say, you go to a hospital, go to a doctor, because I know for a fact that the herbs that I will administer to that person won't be able to get the sugar levels down right away.
Right.
They got to go and shoot insulin to get it done quick. So then I will work with a doctor in that aspect. You know what I'm saying? If a person have high blood pressure and they have what we call severe hypertension, meaning that the pressure is 180 over 110, that's severe hypertension. I don't take them off the medication. I keep them on the. If they're taking 3 or 4, I might wean them off of 1 or 2, and keep them on the others. And then what I do, I try to find out what is causing them to have
Right.
the severe hypertension. And once I find the cause, I will wean. You want to use the word wean. I will wean them off. See, some herbalists going to say, "Come off your medication, man. The drugs are not good for you." That's not. I don't do that. I don't work that way.
Okay.
That's what they call me, a commercial herbalist. Yeah.
All right. So, welcome back, folks. We do want to apologize for the short break.
Technical difficulties.
The technical-
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Even technology is not perfect.
Even technology,
Dig that.
even technology is not
Yeah,
perfect.
not perfect, man.
So welcome back. So we were on the point of the side effects from the
Drugs, yeah,
for
but
drugs.
but again, as I said before, I'm a very open-minded person. You know what I mean? Drugs have side effects. Herbs have side effects too. If you take chamomile, it's a herb what we call it a comminative plant. It means to help to calm the nerves in the stomach. If you take that and you're allergic to ragweed, you get a side effect. You know what I'm saying? If you put too much lobelia, it's a herb that's good for asthma. If you put too much of that herb under your tongue for let's say 40, 50 drops, you're gonna want to vomit. That's a side effect of it. So people are ignorant of the fact that they say herbs are natural, but herbs have chemicals also.
Right, right, right. Yes, yes. It has chemicals. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just that some of the herb they take and they make drugs from. Like for instance, aspirin come from a herb called white willow bark. So when you're drinking an aspirin for pain, you could go drink some white willow bark because that's where aspirin comes from.
Oh.
It's a herb that we use for pain.
Okay.
And then you have another herb called periwinkle, and they take that herb and make a drug called cisplatin for cancer when you have breast cancer. Then you have another one called YEW, another herb. They take that herb and make a drug called Taxol, and they take another herb.
Is it a medical center?
I have a clinic. I call it a clinic.
Your clinic?
Yeah, you come by me like a doctor. You tell me what your troubles are. I ask you a few questions as well. And I try to find out what is causing you to have your problem. I don't just give you medication like that. I don't do that. I don't work like that. And if the person come and they're on medication, that if they're on allopathic medicine, I don't take them off like that. I put them on a program and I say, okay, would you like to come off your drugs?
Oh, so you ask them that?
Oh, sure. They say, no, well, it's under control. I say, okay, well, I will curb the side effects of the drug. So then if a person taking a drug called Zestril, which is an ACE inhibitor, the Zestril causes a few side effects. Number one, it increases potassium in the blood. So then they have to give you a water pill to move the potassium out. You follow me?
Yes, yes.
Then the Zestril depletes zinc from the body, which is a mineral that's found in your thymus gland, right under your neck here, and in the prostate. So if the person don't want to come off their Zestril, I will give them a zinc supplement because the Zestril depletes zinc.
Oh, okay. Interesting. That's another interesting stuff. So it is not just getting up one morning and deciding that you want to do that. There's a method to what it is that you do.
It's a method, man. and sometimes you have to look at the drug and herb interaction. You have to look at the drug, herb, and food. Okay, see, I learned about all these things. A lot of people feel, and this on social media, just talking about herbs alone. But I learned about herb, drug, and food interaction. Because so if you're taking a drug called Novax or alfenopin, it's a calcium channel blocker for high blood pressure. You can't drink grapefruit juice because grapefruit juice have a compound called naringin that potentiates what the drug is doing. So you have to learn about herb, drug, and food interaction.
Yeah, I think one time my mom, she was a cancer patient, and she was taking a particular drug. And she was eating a lot of bananas and having a lot of energy drinks like the Gatorade and so on.
Right, crazy.
And that caused the potassium level in her system
to go up. Right.
To skyrocket.
Exactly. So if she's taking a certain drug like an ACE inhibitor that increases potassium in the blood, she can't use dry bananas.
Right.
So, I mean,
I understand.
So you have to learn about these things. So everybody talking about a herbalist and there's a herbalist, but you have to understand if you are dealing with herbal medicine, you have to understand the energetics of the plant, the energetic of the individual. You have to understand how herbs and drug and food interact together. So that's why I just don't condemn the medical system because they are important. You can't go in a brain and somebody's brain and take out a tumor
with medicine with
herbs. No, you can't do it. That's common sense.
Right.
You have to go to a surgeon, a neurosurgeon who knows about the brain.
Yes.
So I don't fight them down because a surgeon is a great man.
It's been a long time if I've ever heard a herbalist compliment. I have seen the medical doctors and so on, or the traditional forms of medicine like that, because usually they are either north and south.
Right.
But I have not heard a herbalist say, okay, it has its advantages, it has its purpose. So that is rather interesting.
I give Jack the jacket. I'm a very plain, open-minded person. I work with Dr. Sebastian Peters. You know what I mean? I work with Dr. Austin. I have a nephew who's a cardiologist. He's a heart surgeon. So I learn a lot about the heart and and I'm trying to teach him things about natural herbs, and he's trying to teach me things about the heart. So we learn from each other, because a lot of the things, if you are a cardiologist, you went to school to learn about the heart.
Right.
And I will learn from a cardiologist about the heart. You know what I mean? But on my own, I know what helps the heart to stay well too. At the same time, you know what I mean? What foods need to keep the heart healthy? Then I will talk to. So if a person going to make a drug, and if that drug is new on the market, and I don't understand how the drug works, I will call my pharmacist friends in the pharmacy and say, look, I have this drug over here. Is that the name of the drug here? What's the side effect of it? There you go. So I work with everybody. I work with pharmacists. I work with doctors.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, man.
Now, tonight we have a very interesting topic to discuss. A lot of people, Patrick.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Belly fat.
Yeah. A lot of people. Yeah, you'll show up, right?
I read it.
Yeah, no?
But if I eat too much, I read it too.
If you eat too much.
Yeah, because my father had a big belly. All my brothers got big bellies. All of them. I'm the only one who doesn't have it.
Yeah?
Because I control it. I know how to control it. So, if you look at all my brothers, they like that.
Yeah?
Because my father was like that too. You know what I mean? So, I learned how to eat to control my belly from growing. If I eat, that's what I was saying the other day. So if I do 1 week of eating lots of starches and lots of fresh foods, yeah? And I come back the next week, I'll show you my belly, you're going to see like...
It has a pouch?
Yeah. And I will take a week and bring it back down again.
Yeah?
Yeah, man.
Well, I think that is why, you see, the hundreds of people who are here now, that is what they want to know. You want to know how it is that you can get rid of all that belly fat you have in front of you there.
Yeah.
Right? Patrick says he could get his down in a week.
Yeah.
How quick can you get them to get theirs down?
Well, it's according to how disciplined they are.
It's a discipline.
It's a discipline because you see, the reason why people get belly fat because sometimes if it's a man, sometimes it comes from the genes. Yeah? And I like to use the word genetic predisposition of getting the same problem because you're doing you're doing the same thing as your dad. Some women have it because they have babies, children, and they have the baby fat there still. And then some women again have it because of the hormones.
Right.
The cells get stuck around there. Some women have what we call, just like a woman have, we call it green, we call it big bam bam. Some of the cells still around the stomach area. And if you look at some of the young ladies today who don't have children, they have big bellies too. Yeah? And that's because the majority of the time, there is a part of the intestines called, there is one, the large and the small intestines.
Right.
See the large one? That's the one you got to look at. Because that's the one that make you have a big belly, you know.
The large.
The large intestines.
Okay.
So, in the large intestine, remember the large intestine is like a U. It's like 5 feet long. And then you have the ascending colon coming up. I should have bring my chart, I could show you. You have the ascending colon, then you have the hepatic flexure, then you have the transverse colon. Now the transverse colon is right around here. See there? That's where it's at. So you have the ascending colon coming up, you have the transverse colon over here, and you have the descending colon to move the waste to come out. What happens to a lot of people is how they combine their foods. They cause a traffic jam between the ascending and the transverse. So when the traffic jam become all messed up, lots of the foods, particles, stays in the transverse and it drops it. You follow me now? When the transverse colon drops, then the tummy starts to distend. You have what we call a distended stomach or belly. They call it a big belly. We call it waste in your belly.
So wait.
Toxins.
Wait.
Mess, we call it in English.
I've been avoiding that word all night last night.
Don't avoid it. Say it plain how it is.
So you're saying many people who walk around with stomachs that are a little
60 pounds of waste.
Waste?
Yes, waste. W-A-S-T-E.
And the other word is?
Mess. Fecal matter. John Wayne had colon cancer. That's what he died from. When they did an autopsy on John Wayne had 40 pounds of waste in his intestines. Elvis Presley had 60 pounds of it. Waste. 60 pounds of waste in your intestines. Some people have a lot of the waste sitting there because of the foods not moving from one place, which is your stomach, to the next. So you call it traffic jam. So when the traffic jam is there, you have all the particles that stay in the transverse colon and cause the transverse colon to drop. When the transverse colon drop, then all this here comes out. Whoop! You got a big tummy. So we teach people how to remove the waste from the transverse and how to increase metabolism and how to combine the foods well so that you could have what we call faster transit time, meaning that your food moving from one place to the next.
Right.
Plus, lots of people eat and go lay down and sleep.
Yes.
That's because they have a big belly too.
It's a fact.
Yeah, because the food ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
And when you sleep, your stomach don't churn.
Yeah.
Because when you eat the food, the stomach's supposed to churn the foods like a washing machine. When you chew the foods and you masticate it properly, it goes into the stomach. The stomach is supposed to churn it like a washing machine and start to produce all these digestive juices, acids. See? If you eat, like a lot of people do, and they get what we call enervation. Enervation means you feel sleepy after you eat because you eat it the wrong way.
Yeah.
See, you're combining the foods wrong. So once you combine wrong, you're going to get enervation. Once you get enervation, you're going to fall asleep. Once you fall asleep and the food is not digesting, it's not digested because your stomach can never work when you're sleeping. It's common sense. Your body start to heal when you're sleeping. Your body don't heal when you're walking around. That's why God created sleep. See what I'm saying? So lots of people eat, go lay down and sleep, and they do that for 5 years, 6, 10 years, 15 years, and then all of a sudden, when it was 20, 21, you see them slim and nice like that. As soon as they reach 30 and 40, you see them. They say old age. That's not old age.
No. So it is your eating habit, and in some cases your sleeping.
Yeah.
No. So let's try to see if we can deal with some separately. Let's first of all talk about the women. Women who have had a child and they have a protruding stomach. How really can they get rid of that?
Fat. Baby fat, we call it.
That's baby fat.
Right. No, but just met some, when I was in Antigua a couple of weeks ago, I met this lady and she had baby fat. And she said to me, how can I get rid of the babies? And I said, okay, what you have to do is do a gallbladder flush once per week for 4 weeks. In the first night of doing the gallbladder flush, she lost 15 pounds from the belly. She was amazed. 15 pounds. One night. I said if you do that for 4 weeks, 1 day per week, that gallbladder flush or the liver flush, you lose 60 pounds. Now she lost 30 pounds. She just sent me a picture a while ago. Gone.
Okay, so a gallbladder flush for the ladies who have had a baby and they have that stomach.
Not only for a baby alone, but if you have a high tummy.
Just in general.
In general, man, you, as I said before, you have to bring back up the transverse colon. Most of the time, that's where it's coming from, the transverse. You know what I'm saying? Once you move the waist out of the transverse and you could bring it up, if the transverse come back up to where it's supposed to be, then your belly disappears. And plus, lots of women they don't exercise, they don't do sit-ups. You know, they eat a lot of food that have a lot of hormones. And the foods that have lots of hormones also contributes to a woman getting excessive amount of fats around her belly. We call it fat cells.
For somebody who probably they don't want to do a gallbladder flush also, what other methods can they employ to get rid of that kind of stomach?
There is a product that we carry in a store in New York in Ambrosia called Belly Fat. It sells like crazy.
It's in a yellow package?
It's a big, it's not a yellow package, it's a green.
It's a green.
Green, yeah, I think it's green and yellow. Something like that there. That kind of color there.
Okay.
Yeah, hey man, people buy it all like crazy. They make you lose the fat fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That works pretty good too. Or we could do a high fiber diet. Because lots of people are constipated.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They don't
go to the bathroom regular.
Right.
And you ask some people how many days you go to the bathroom per week. 3 days per week.
And they're sick. If they go into the bathroom just 3 days a week.
Yeah, and
they have to be sick.
Well, you're supposed to go every day. If you eat
exactly.
If you eat 3 meals per day, you're supposed to go to the bathroom 3 times per day. Otherwise, you will get belly fat.
Because the waste is somewhere.
That's what I'm saying. Waste again.
All right.
Waste is still there because where the other 2 meals at? In your belly. So in order for you to increase your bulk or waste to move out of the system, you have to combine the foods well. And once you combine the foods well, then you don't have to really do a gallbladder flush per se, because you're going to have fast transit time. So let me give you an example. If I eat starches and proteins together, That's an acid diet, number one. And once that diet is acidic, because proteins are acids and starches are acids, oils are acids and fats are acids, they can't do that. That's a fact. They're all acid foods. And although starch foods need an alkaline enzyme to break them down, they become acidic because of the length of time it takes to move from the stomach to the intestines. So they're acidic foods, right? So imagine now you're eating all the acid foods together. Once you eat all the acid foods together in one, because that's what we were taught. Eat a pyramid diet. That's what they call it in Green, a pyramid diet. Everything in one plate. Once you start eating that way, man, you start slowing up the function of the thyroid gland. And that gland deals with your metabolism. So the function of the gland slows up. Tyrosine, iodine, and zinc, which work together to keep the thyroid healthy, you slow up the motion of these minerals. And then once you slow them up in an acid system, the thyroid starts to metabolize slow. You start to gain your weight. That's number one. Number two, the pancreas. Sugar levels. If the sugar stay high, you start storing it. So if your pancreas don't work well, and you don't have good pancreatic health, because your pancreas is the most active gland in your digestive system. It works quick because it produces enzymes. But if it can't break down all the sugary chain in your starch foods, start storing it in your adipose tissues, and you start to gain weight too. That's number two. Number three, that's the most important part now. Women especially, if you want to lose your weight, you want to keep the weight off, make sure you do not eat macaroni and cheese with chicken or fish or turkey or pork, because you will never lose that belly fat.
Combined or
Combine. Don't combine. You can't combine them together. Let me give you an example. Okay. In Grenada, we have a starchy diet. I don't use starches.
You don't?
I don't.
Okay.
Because they make you get fat.
Right.
Yeah. And they cause a plaster Paris on the walls of your intestines. So they make the intestinal wall the parts become very thin. So you start to get thin stool when you get older. Starches cause that. Check it, you can see. That's why breadfruit is sticky. All starches are bread too. Right? Now, when you eat a piece of potato, and the potato get into your stomach, when it's in your mouth, your saliva starts to produce an enzyme called amylase to start breaking down the potato into sugar chains. Yeah? So once you chew that potato, and the potato get into your stomach, boy, guess what happened? He don't stay there. The acid that your stomach produces kills the enzyme that breaks down the potato. So the potato can't stay in your stomach, it moves.
Okay.
And it leaves and it goes into your small intestines, where your pancreas now and your small intestine produces a little bit more of that enzyme to finish the digestive process of the potato in your intestines. That's what happens. Chicken, fish, turkey, pork, beef, when they get into the stomach, same thing happens. The acid kills the protease that breaks down the protein, but protein have a backup called pectin that resists the acid. So protein digests in your stomach. See? Now you eat a piece of potato with a piece of fish or chicken. When they get into your stomach, the potato can never go.
Okay. It goes into the small intestine.
No, you don't. He can't leave.
Oh.
He have to wait till the protein digest. Because remember that he don't digest in your stomach at all. In your mouth and in your small intestines. So while he's waiting for the protein to digest, fish takes 12 hours in your stomach to digest. Chicken takes 7 hours. So instead of the potato taking 5 minutes, in your stomach it takes 7 hours. Okay. Because he have to wait for the protein.
So does the order in which you eat the food have anything to do with how quickly it will be digested?
That's right, my brother.
Okay.
That's why people are so sick, and they have all this GERD, and they have acid reflux and ulcers and IBS and varicose vein. They all come from there. See? So once the potato become idle in the stomach now, and say the fish take 12 hours, the potato will take 12 hours in your stomach. It can't go nowhere. So when the fish digests 12 hours, then the potato move. But he started to ferment already.
Yes, yes.
Fermentation causes
Yes,
acids.
yes, it creates
Acids
acid.
cause diseases. So when he moves and he starts to finish the digestive process in the small intestine. The only problem is the protein can't move either. Because you don't have to wait for that potato to finish the digestive process in your small intestine, and that's where the belly fat comes from.
Okay. So we have a habit in Grenada. We are a cultural people. We love our culture. So, and we are very social people too. We like to socialize.
I understand that.
So we go out in our shows and we finish 2 a.m. And the first thing we pick up at the end of the show is chicken and chips.
Chicken and chips.
Or fish and chips.
Yep.
And we eat that down.
On Wall Street.
So we eat that down. And to compound the issue, we go to bed.
Yeah.
Half an hour after.
How you want to stay healthy that way? Never ever. Never ever, Mikey, can you stay healthy that way. Because in the night time, that's where the older people live longer. Because the older people still go to sleep at 6 o'clock. Sundown. Get up at sunset.
Right.
See? So if that's why I said to people, I had a program, I said, them people on Wall Street, they ain't gonna live long. Every Friday eating away, they will never live long.
Yeah.
You sit down and you go and stand up on the line at 3 o'clock in the morning and order for fried chicken and fried chips. You crazy. And then you eat at 3 o'clock and you drive home and go to bed at 4 o'clock. You crazy. Because the foods are fried and they take a longer time to digest. So imagine you go sitting with that in your belly and you go to sleep at 4 o'clock in the morning. You're going to get sick eventually. You're going to get heart troubles. Your arteries can never stay clean. And when you get old as a man, you get impotence. Clog up your penis. Can't get hard. And the woman suffer.
And you too suffer.
And you suffer too.
Right.
You're making us suffer too because no, you didn't know. You did not know. Because you see, education is the key and knowledge is power. So if you know for a fact that when we get older, things don't work as before, and you're eating all these fried food at night, 3 o'clock in the morning, and then all of a sudden you get to be 30 and 40, all these arteries start clogging up. And the blood can't flow well. So not only penis health become inadequate, your heart start to suffer. Your eyes start to suffer because fried foods is bad for your liver. Terrible.
Yeah. Okay. Is there any time you recommend eating fried foods?
Fried food? I don't condone fried food eating at all.
No.
Unless it's fried coconut oil.
Okay. So as long as it isn't fried in coconut oil, then you wouldn't recommend.
No, because olive oil can't take no heat.
Yeah, you're right.
Olive oil dive after 118 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah. So you kill everything in the oil once you put it on the stove.
And it become rancid. And once that oil become rancid, it affects your heart in a negative way. See, so that's why we say stir fry is better than deep frying. Especially when you're getting older. Leave the fried food alone, man.
Yeah. What are some of the other bad practices that we do that will cause our stomach to extend?
As I said, combining your foods wrong. Making the food, because once you combine the food wrong, you're gonna cause a traffic jam in your stomach. And once that you know what happened in a traffic jam.
Nothing going away, man.
What you do? You get vexed, innit?
Yeah.
You blow your horn and you say you're mad and stuff, angry. But this food are moving, and you get a traffic jam. Now, how you expect your organs, your liver, your kidney, your lungs, your intestine going to behave when you cause a traffic jam inside there? They watch you and say, "You crazy? What you doing to me?"
Yeah. And they retaliate sometimes.
You start to get jaundice. Start to get high blood pressure. Start to get varicose veins. Start to get big belly. Start to get cancer. That's what you start to get because your organs start to rebel against you, because you've been treating them the wrong way. You wasn't treating them. You was not giving them a vacation.
So it overworks.
Yeah, you overwork them. 3 meals per day, from infancy to 40 years. You invest in your organs. Something will happen to you that's negative. It's common sense.
So you don't recommend 3 meals a day for 40 years straight?
No, 1 meal per day. That's what I do. 1 meal per day.
What do you mean 1 meal?
One meal per day. Right now I'm on a fast. This is my 5th day. I ain't no food. Ain't see me for I ain't dead yet. But the average person feel you, if you don't eat, you're gonna get weak and sick. That's not true. When you eat, you get sick. Because the hospital is full of people eating every day. It's common sense, man. Now let me give you an example. Your stomach is the earth, right? Your small and large intestine is the earth. They're the earth. Because that's where everything starts. Don't forget now, people, the small, large intestines and your stomach is the earth. Your liver is wood. Where does wood come from? Not the earth.
Right.
Your kidney is water. Where does water come from? Not the earth. Your lung is metal. Where does metal come from? Not the earth. And your heart is fire. Where does fire come from? Not the earth. So if you have troubles, common sense will tell anybody that if you have troubles in the earth, which is
everywhere else.
There you go, my brother. It is the mother and the other organs are the children. So once your children start to get sick, you go mourn. Once you get sick, the children go mourn too. Because you're sick. So once you have troubles in the digestive system, that is the beginning of diseases.
All right. You spoke earlier on about combining your foods properly.
Yes, sir.
When you say that, what do you mean?
Well, don't mix starches and proteins together.
No starches at all?
No. You see how they taught us to eat. That's why I said to people that doctors come and say to us, your mother had high blood pressure? Yes, sir. Your father had it? Yes, sir. Well, you're going to get it too because in your genes. That's not true. You have a genetic predisposition.
But it doesn't mean that you will get it.
No, because when your mother taught you to cook, and she had high blood pressure, and she taught you how to cook as a daughter, and you eat the same way she been eating, you're going to get the disease the same way too. So it's called a genetic predisposition. If mother teach daughter how to cook, daughter will get the same disease that mother had.
Yeah.
And if mother teach daughter how to cook, and mother fed her husband that same food, and he had prostate cancer, and he get heart troubles, if daughter go and feed her husband the same way, the same thing will happen to him.
Right.
Just common sense, man.
Right.
That's wisdom.
Okay, so it doesn't necessarily mean it's because you have it in your system that you get it.
No, bro.
And a lot of it has to do with your food or how you compose your food. They speak of a balanced diet.
What's a balanced diet?
That's what I'm getting at.
That is.
What is in your mind a balanced diet? If you're saying don't mix your starch and your proteins, and what would you say really is a balanced diet?
A balanced diet to me, 80% green leafy things.
80%.
80% green leafy things. Let me give you an example. Now, all your bloodstream, arterial blood, venous blood, capillary blood. Alkaline, 7.45. That's where they flow. The cells bathe in water. Your cells bathe in liquid. That's what the doctor will tell you. The body is 80% water. Ain't it?
Yes.
Right or wrong?
Right, correct. That's what they tell you.
Wonderful. Your venous blood, 7.45. Arterial blood, alkaline, 7.45. Your arterial blood, 7.45. Your saliva, 7.0. Alkaline. Your urine, water again, 7.0. Intestinal tract secretion, 7.0. Your pancreatic secretion, 8.0, 8.3. Alkaline. And your cells bathe in water. So, Genesis 1:29. Read your Bible?
Yes, man.
We'll read it.
Let's go.
Genesis 1:29 tell us the same God that people praising every day. He said to them, vegetation shall be for your meat. Because chicken is not meat, chicken is flesh. Meat is vegetables and fruits from the trees. That's what meat is to me.
Okay.
So if he said to you that vegetation shall be for your meat in the beginning, and all them Christians read the Bible now, vegetation shall be for your meat. Vegetables have what? Not 80% water? There you go, man.
So naturally, it's there for you already.
Yeah. That's how God made it to be. God made the body bathing in liquid. So that's what he said to you in the beginning. Vegetation shall be for your meat. So 80% of your diet should be food that have water. So because your cells bathe in water. And that's why you have lupus, scleroderma, muscular dystrophy, myasthenia gravis. All these diseases that come from acidosis because the cells bathe in acids. Because chicken don't have no water, fish don't have no water, turkey don't have no water, nuts don't have no water.
Right. But
So 80% of your diet, if you want to have a balanced diet, should be what? Green leafy things. And 60% of your diet should be legumes, like peas and beans. And even them problematic too, because they are starch and protein.
yeah, peas makes me. I think peas
Gas.
makes me sick.
You know what? Because of starch and protein. And peas is not a protein food. It's a starch food. It have 70% starch and 20% protein.
And the peanuts.
I don't eat that. That's all that I have. That kill your liver.
Yeah, but it's promoted as a good source.
It's a pea, not a nut. That's what they call it, peanut. if you roast a pea, if you roast a green pea, it tastes just like peanuts. Just go and put some green peas in and roast it.
So then, what's the nuts?
Nuts is almonds and pecans and walnuts, and they are nuts.
Okay.
But peanuts is a pea, not a nut.
So don't eat the peanuts and say that you're eating as a form of alternative way of getting proteins and so on.
That's not protein.
But that's that's a lot of people have that.
Well, that's what they say. But that have more fat than protein. But the peas, green peas, lentil peas, pinto beans, the kidney beans, they have more starches than protein, brother. And that's the reason why that's why they're problematic, because starch and protein don't mix together. That's the only part of that nature that food that's messed up. The peas and beans. So what I do, if people like to eat the peas and beans, I would say to them, you know what? Get rid of the polysaccharides. So when you boil the peas, you see that little fat on top there? Get rid of that.
Okay.
Or you soak it overnight, 24 hours, and then you boil it in the fire for 10 minutes, and you throw the water out again, and then you bind it with some pumpkin. You don't get the gas anymore.
Yeah, I stay away from the peas. I think it makes me sick.
Yeah.
So you talk about having the 80% of liquid,
Green leafy things.
right, with the liquid in
Right,
it.
because the alkaline foods.
But how does that work for your kidneys? Isn't that going to be causing you to probably consuming way too many food with water and cause your kidney to overwork?
Your kidney is a water organ. Your kidney have 5 functions. And one of them is to manufacture renin. One of them is to normalize your alkaline acid balance. And the third one is to remove I want to use with the word excessive amount of water. If there is an excessive amount, the body is very wise, If there is an excessive amount of water, you must pee.
So that's not going to cause the kidney to overwork.
No. The kidney, your kidney is supposed to work for life. If you keep it in balance with the other organs now. See what I'm saying? So we go into the balance diet. Peas, 60% of your diet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Complex carbohydrates, not refined. Complex carbohydrates, 30% of your diet.
Break down the complex for us. When you say the
Corn.
complex, corn.
If the corn is not GMO, all the corn is GMO now.
Yeah, a lot.
Corn is a starch. Cauliflower is a starch. Broccoli is a starch. Complex starch, they call it. You don't mix them with protein foods either.
Okay.
Because they're starch foods. Kale, they're all starches. Brussels sprouts, they're all starches. So we call it, in the medical system, they call them complex carbohydrates.
Okay.
Yeah? 20% of your diet should be protein foods and fruits. But people say, I eat a lot of fruits. Fruits is to be. That's not, fruits not supposed to be 80% of your diet. No. Fruits supposed to be 20% of your diet because they are cooling foods. And they cause you to eliminate. You hear the word eliminate? So once you eat lots of fruits and they cause you to eliminate, they also cause you to eliminate what we call minerals and vitamins from the green leafy things that you absorbed. And fruits should never be eaten in the morning time.
A lot of people promote that as a healthy way to start your day.
That's not true. That's false information. Fruits should only be 5% of a person's diet if they're living in the cold weather. Because they're cooling foods. And the sugars. So you don't burn them up. See? Common sense. Sugar goes up and out. Salt goes down and in your joints. That's why you get arthritis when you get older. Too much salt.
Yeah.
See? So if you eat fruits in the morning, if fruits are cooling foods, I want you to follow me now. If fruits are cooling foods, let me let your audience understand that. If fruits are cooling, and in the morning the temperature is cool, why would you want to use fruits when fruits are cooling and the temperature in the morning and in the evening is cool already? You have to use the fruits when the temperature is hot, so you could burn the sugar up, brother. And that's why lots of people sick and getting diabetes, because they're eating the fruits at the wrong time of the day.
Is there anything other than all these methods that you have described, to help persons, like something that they can do in the kitchen on a daily basis to say what help with the belly fat, help
Yes.
reduce the belly
We
fat.
have a program called the BioLife program.
The BioLife.
BioLife
Or
program.
BioLife.
Yes, and
Okay.
the BioLife program is a program of 23 pages. Tell you it's a lot of reading. Tell you how the organs work together.
Okay.
And the glands. And we have a picture of all the glands and the organs, and we give you the rating of how they work in an alkaline system and how they help you to stay well. And then we give you a diet to follow. So that diet that we give you is an 80% alkaline diet that will keep food from sitting in your belly, and a 20% acid diet. But in the Caribbean countries, we have an 80% acid diet and 20% alkaline diet. It's the opposite way around.
Right.
And that's the reason why people get so much big belly.
Yeah. Because there are certain parts in the world you go and you don't see that.
No.
Yeah, no, you don't.
Chinese don't have that.
Yeah, they don't have.
No, because Chinese eat different. While they're selling you the Chinese fried rice and fried chicken, they're eating rice and vegetables.
Yeah.
They combine them properly. So when you eat rice and vegetables, the vegetables are alkaline and the rice is acidic. It buffers it. It's like calcium and vitamin C. Vitamin C is the acid vitamin. So if you take 20,000 milligrams, because I give my patients who have cancer 20,000 milligrams of vitamin C per day. And doctor may say, "Woo, that's so much vitamin C. It's going to irritate the kidneys." I say, "But I buffer it though."
Yeah, you buffer it with something else.
Yeah, calcium and magnesium because they're buffering agents.
Right.
So once you buffer vitamin C, you can take 15,000 milligrams per day. Pace it out during the day. It don't irritate your kidney because it become 7.0 in solution. You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing with the food. If you eat the food right, in combination, you eat the acid with the alkaline food will buffer the acid food, and the pH stays 7.45. And then all these things start disappearing, or that big belly start to disappear.
How would exercise work with getting rid of that sort of
But exercise is important. You must exercise.
However, without adjusting one's diet.
How would exercise work?
Yeah. So they're not adjusting the diet, but they're exercising in order to get rid of the tummy. Will it work?
Well, for some people come to me and they say, "You know what? I'm in the gym day and night. I'm exercising. I'm not losing the belly." And
Because
I said,
of the diet?
Because of the diet. Because people have to learn to eat. And that's why the BioLife program is significant. So what I will do is for your audience, I will send it to your email, and then you can send it to your people. It's free, man.
Yeah, it's free.
Yeah, man, it's free. Free, FREE.
So you send it to us, and then we'll send it to.
Yeah, send it to your peers, send it to your people, send it to all the people on your page, so they could learn how to eat. And if you have the belly fat gone.
Yeah, I find
you're coming up there.
I'm coming to come.
Yeah.
Almost there, All right, so folks, before we start getting because I know a lot of you would want to get contact details and so on for Patrick. Before we do that, there's a like, love, and share segment of the program that I want us to do right now, so that other people can get the opportunity to view tonight's program via your pages. So let's go hitting the like together. Let's all hit the like buttons together. All right, that's awesome. And once we're done with the like, we hit the love button. There we go. All right.
It's love.
Yeah, man, you gotta love it,
Love
right?
it. That's the key.
That's the key. And of course, for the purpose of other people being able to see the program through your page, you can go ahead and share right now. Of course, there's no charge for sharing. It's free. Patrick said there's no charge for that. Oh,
It's charge free, man. It's free.
So go ahead right now and share the program so that other people will get the opportunity to see the program via your page, or maybe they might come back again for another program to see what it is that you got from the Mikey Life program. So, Patrick, people may want to contact you because they may want to talk to you about something, and they may want you to put them on a program.
Yeah.
How can they get to you?
Well, my Facebook page is Patrick Delves. I have a YouTube channel. It's Master Herbalist Patrick Delves. All my videos are there on different diseases, how to repair them, even on cancer too. And in Grenada, my number is 473. That's the area code. 473-416-2310. Or you can get me at 473-421-6185. Those are the numbers you can get me at. Or my email is natural healing of the body 75@gmail.com. Yeah, like I said, what I'm going to do, I'm going to send you the BioLife program, and what your audience can do is just send Mikey all email, and Mikey will email you all that program. If you're having that big belly, you want to get rid of that, you follow that program properly, that BioLife program, and you have a liver flush there or gallbladder flush. If you're constipated and doesn't know to fix your constipation, and it will teach you how to flush your system out, and then teach you how to eat. We give you a diet, how to eat in the morning, what to snack on, how to eat, what to eat as dinner. You know what I mean? And then you're going to see you lose your belly eventually.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Naturally, you're gonna lose that belly. I know a lot of people.
You know hydroxycut and all them kind of crap people taking every day.
Yeah, a lot of people
It's
do a lot
garbage.
of things to get rid of the
I don't
the
sell
belly
them things.
the belly fat. You know, because it's a big problem. It's a big problem.
Because people doesn't have discipline, and people were not taught how to use the foods, and that's the reason why they have all these high tummies. You know what I mean? Once you teach people how to use the foods properly, and my advice to your audience is every 6 weeks you put away 2 to 3 days, man. Just like you put away, take your car, your vehicle to the mechanic to get it all tuned up. Every 6 weeks, put away 3 days for your body. Every 6 weeks. I'm gonna tell you with emotional. I mean, I'm very emotional, you know. But every 6 weeks, you take some days, 3 days, and say, you know what? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I'm gonna clean my system up, and I'm gonna give my organs a vacation, meaning that you're gonna rest them and drink lots of liquids only, a couple of days, and you're gonna see how fast your organs going to start to take care of you, and how fast you're gonna lose that belly fat. Just treat them well. Take them on a vacation to Hawaii, man. Just rest them every 6 weeks.
And how do you rest?
Well, you don't eat anything. You don't eat no food. Like when I'm resting it now, I ain't eating no food. I ain't eating food in 5 days. I ain't no food.
Yeah. If I don't eat food in 15 minutes, you know,
I can't say that.
I might have to call an ambulance for me.
That's how you train yourself.
Okay.
It's a discipline. So what I advise people to do is start off with a 1 day. 1 day.
Okay.
Drink lots of liquids. Drink lots of water. Lots of juices. You could have soups if you want, without food.
Okay.
That's a start.
Okay.
And then you could start to do the first day. You're going to feel better than the next time you do 2 days.
Okay.
And you'll be to 3 days. That's how I started.
And
I do 21 days sometimes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So when you do that, right, is there a limit in the amount of like soup you could drink?
You can drink as much as you want.
Yeah, because what's going to happen? Yeah, because what's going to happen?
You'll get hungry.
Yeah, you'll get hungry very
Right.
quickly.
So what I do,
keep going.
Right. I just juice a lot of pumpkin. I juice sweet potatoes. I juice garlic. I juice turmeric. I just drink that every day.
You juice garlic?
Yeah. I drink that every day.
That's like a poison.
No, but I drink that every day, and then I drink a lot of herb teas. So when I drink the herb teas is helping to keep my organ system well. So I'm working on my liver, I'm working on my eyes, I'm working on my heart. I'm taking one from a kidney, one from my lymphatic system, and my bloodstream. Call it blood purification. Okay. I don't want to sweat like diabetic plants. And I have a skin brush. So I just brush my skin every day for the 7 days. I'm on a fast.
Yeah.
Keep your skin pretty, because your liver and your kidney is the foundation of healthy skin. So then I will do that for 5 days, and after the 5th day, when I break the fast, I break it with some fruits. Eat a lot of fruits, and then I will go back in the environment again and pick up all them old dirty toxins them devil putting out. Then I go back after 6 weeks again and I clean up again.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't let nothing pile up in my body.
Okay.
Every 6 weeks I do that. And that's my advice to all my people who follow me on Facebook. Every 6 weeks you take some days and rest your organs and clean them up. And you're going to see that herpes can't come, AIDS can't come, cancer can't come, high blood pressure can't come, diabetes can't come, and no autoimmune disease can't come because your body is in balance.
Yeah.
That's the key, baby.
That sounds good. That sounds good. I mean, it gives you, folks, it gives you hope again, you know, knowing
I'm
that.
a good example, man.
Because you look healthy.
Yeah, I'm 62 years old.
Yeah.
I'm a good example.
Yeah, yeah.
And because I was a sick person, and I had a sister who died from cancer. My father died from prostate cancer. I have a sister who had uterine cancer. I have a sister who I'm treating now who had breast cancer for 8 years. Now she's cancer free. I have another sister who became a twin. I have a twin sister. She had thyroid cancer. So I've been there, man.
Is she alive?
She's still living, yeah.
Okay.
She eating no junk no more. I changed the diet. The key is to change your diet. If you don't change your diet, you can never fix a disease, because the disease that you got is because of your diet was bad. So you can, common sense, wisdom will tell you that you can never go back eating the same foods that caused you to have the disease in the first place. You're going to come back.
Yeah.
And that's why Christ said to the man when he healed him, he said, listen to me, I'm going to fix you now. And don't go back. And he said, don't go back and sin no more. Otherwise, the worst thing will fall on you. I will tell my patients, when you fix cancer and you fix high blood pressure and you fix diabetes, don't go back to the same foods that cause you to get the cancer, diabetes, or high blood pressure in the first place. It's going to come back.
And that's why you see sometimes it comes back to people.
Right, because they go bad.
But we have a way that we are cultured in a way of eating 3 meals per day, heavy breads in the morning and breads in the night.
Wrong diet, bro.
And heavy chicken or fish at lunch.
Wrong diet, bro.
Yeah.
The biggest meal in the morning should be for a person who is doing construction.
Yeah.
He should have a big meal in the morning because he's going to work it out. If you're working in a bank or you're working in a radio station like you do, and you're having a breakfast of 25 grams of sugar in the morning, and you go into the bank and sit behind a desk, you're crazy.
Yeah.
You're going to gain weight. But you're going to get big.
Yeah. You're not putting out.
No, you ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
But when the man who's doing the construction and he gets his big meal, he goes out in there and he starts to grow the gravel and stuff, and he starts to burn, he starts to sweat. He started to sweat and stuff, you know. He started to lose, he started to burn the sugar up. That's the key, man. So it's a misconception of people saying that you have to have 3 square meals per day. I having 1 meal per day and they say I'm malnourished. And the hospital don't see me. You see what I'm saying? The hospital seeing people who eating 3 meals per day. So that means the 3 meals you're eating, you're all eating dead foods, dead atoms. That's what they're eating. They're eating dead foods. So you have a meal in the morning of cooked food. Meal in the afternoon, everything cooked. Evening again, everything cooked. Now your cells and your tissues need nutrients. Amino acids, enzymes, vitamins. That's what it needs. So if you're eating dead atoms every day and you're not feeding your organs and your glands and your tissues and your cells nutrients from live food, long term, you're going to get sick eventually, man. That's what I'm trying to teach my people every day, bro. Eat live food. Don't feel that you have to eat 3 meals per day to stay healthy. You have to eat food that have good nutrition. So when I eat a meal in the afternoon, 3 o'clock, I eat lots of green leafy things. Lettuce have lots of minerals. Beets have lots of magnesium, potassium, and calcium, and small amount of iron. So I get it live. You see what I'm saying?
And do you juice it? What do you
I juice everything. I'm a juicer.
Okay.
Because when I juice everything, get into the bloodstream quick.
Yeah.
When you eat
Longer digestion,
yeah.
shorter digestion.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. When you go and eat some macaroni and cheese, what does that have? It have nothing. It have only a lot of dead atoms. You know what I mean? Macaroni and cheese don't have nothing. So you eat macaroni and cheese every day, and I'm juicing a beet, and I'm juicing some garlic, and I'm juicing some red pepper and green pepper every day. And I'm getting the live nutrients to feed my tissues and my cells, brother, while you dying from the dead atoms. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's very significant.
You don't promote dead as at all. We call it dead as like the fish and the chicken, period.
Well, people can eat what they want to eat. I don't tell people what to eat, you know. All I'm saying to people, if you're going to eat these foods, every 6 weeks, flush them out.
Yeah, get rid of.
Because in my medicine, we don't give sick people raw foods.
Okay.
You follow me?
Yeah.
We give them cooked food because the body's not strong to assimilate the nutrients. So we may give them more cooked food and less raw food until the body gets stronger. Where we use a method called tonification, where we tonify the organs and get them strong. And after they're strong, we can give them there you go, brother, man. It's a principle, man.
Folks, that's
Wow,
Mr. Patrick Nelson,
Yes,
Mr. Worldwide. You know, Pitbull is not the only Mr. Worldwide, and we have a Grenadian son who has, done it all single-handedly. Of course, also, although you have had other people who have contributed, but you have really been there knocking on the door for a very long time.
Yeah, man.
Do you feel now that after so many years it's finally paying off? Because
No, man.
No,
I ain't stopping, man. I want to get people to make me cry, man. 'Cause I have love for people, you know.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what color you are, man. We all are tenants on the earth. Black, white, Caucasian, African. Doesn't matter who we are. My objective is to help to heal people as much as I can. Not only me, but the Most High. But at the end of the day, the Most High is the ultimate healer. But He used people as channels to help other people. My job is for that. I just going to go as much as I can until my time is ready for the Father to call me home. He say your work is done, you come home, and I go home. But until that time comes, arrive, I'm out here trying to teach people how to stay well and keep themselves off of these chemicals that don't balance your body. Because I always tell cancer patients, you run, take that chemotherapy, and you come back after the chemo, kill off all your organs, and want to get well, take a natural stuff. You can never, ever fix a toxic disease with a toxic drug. Can never happen.
But
you must go to nature.
But they have an explanation, just like you have an explanation when they, if for example, something does too much in your body, then there's going to get something as a buffer. And I think that's probably their method, that, okay, if they destroy the cells and so on, to this method, then there's going to be a buffer. There's going to be something else that's going to help you back.
How Babylon don't have no roots? Babylon don't have no roots. So how do you go buffer? And they have no roots. Roots, if there are no roots, you can't buffer nothing. If you tell me that you have chemotherapy and radiation, because we know for a fact that radiation causes secondary cancers. How is that buffer? If it's causing a cancer.
But probably there's something else that they would use to.
They don't. What do they do in the medical system? I'm in the medical system. What do the medical system do when they give you radiation to buffer when they cause secondary cancers? They say you want to die. When you take chemotherapy kill
good and bad.
Good and bad. What do they do when you go back to take the chemo again? What do they do to increase the function of your WBC, your white blood cells? When you go back and it's low, they say, go back home, we can't give you no more chemo because the chemo dropped your white blood cells and we have to get it back up again. So you have to go back and stay home and build it up again. What do they do to build it up? You see what I'm saying to you? There's no buffer there, brother. So because you kill good and bad. So all the good that you need, because the body heals itself, brother, through the immune system. You have two parts, one to protect, one to repair. So if you killing everything that's supposed to repair your body, there ain't no buffer. That's the devil.
Okay.
So I don't, as I said before, you heard me say in the beginning, I don't fight on certain things. So when people come to me and they have a cancer that is in the second stage or the third stage, I say, okay, take some chemotherapy. But let your doctor know that while you're taking the chemo, you have to take things that will help the chemo to kill the bad cells. Well, we know buffering and keeping your good cells healthy so that the good cells could continue to kill them cancer cells in the process.
Okay. And
that's what I tell them.
That might even work quicker.
There you go, brother. But when you have them feeling they know everything, and their way is the only way, or you take the highway, that's not the right way. They have to be open-minded. Because you can use certain chemo with certain herbs and certain vitamins, and then you can't use certain chemo with certain herbs and certain vitamins. I'll give you a good example. Taxol. Taxol. It's a drug they give you for cancer. But guess what it does? It suppresses your bone marrow. And if your bone marrow is suppressed, how your bone marrow going to release the cells to get into circulation to fight your cancer?
Right.
See what I'm saying to you?
Yeah,
so what I do, I will talk to the patient and say, talk to your doctor and ask your doctor if you can take a B12 vitamin. So when you are taking your Taxol, and your Taxol is suppressing your bone marrow, that B12 is helping the bone marrow to release your cells to get into your thymus gland, so you could fight the cancer better.
That's a good lesson to learn.
We call it complementary medicine.
Right.
So I am complementing what the doctor is doing.
I'm not condemning.
No, my brother.
All right, folks. Patrick, again, can you, for the benefit of those who just joining us, give your contact details again?
Yeah, my number in Grenada is 473-416-2310, 473-416-2310, or 473-421-6185. And my Facebook page, again, you could go on my page, all my videos are there. It's free, Patrick Dells, or go to my website, www.patrickdells.com. We are doing t-shirts and stuff, and we are trying to create a fund on our website where people can donate $1, $2, and that is for people who can't afford treatment of cancer, and they come into our clinic and they can't afford. We could go into that fund and help our people to get better because they're poor. That's what I'm trying to do. And then you could catch me on my email is natural healing of the body 75@gmail.com, and my YouTube channel is Master Herbalist Patrick Delves. All right, go to the website. You can see what we're doing on the website. We have a lot of testimonials.
Okay.
The people who had RA, rheumatoid arthritis, we fixed that, myasthenia gravis. And we just have a patient who have ALS now, and he's doing much, much better. He's talking now. They give him 3 years to live. So we're doing some marvelous work with the help of the Most High, Jehovah. Because at the end of the day, I can't do nothing. I don't want nobody give me no praise or no glory, because all the glory belongs to the Most High God.
Oh, well said. And what a way to conclude tonight's program. Again, folks, I want to thank you. Before you go, again, for those of you just joining us, I'm encouraging you to share the video, at least share it on your walls so that other people can get the opportunity to view this lovely program, and like and love. Hit the icons, the like icon, the love icon, the share icon, so as many people as possible will get the opportunity to see tonight's program. Of course, it's all in an effort to ensure that we as Grenadians remain healthy and we live longer lives, so that at least we can share more quality time with our family members, with our loved ones. Again, help me, folks, on Mikey Life to thank Patrick Dells, the Mr. Worldwide, for taking the time off his busy schedule to be with us on the Mikey Life program. I mean, first time him being here, and I'm hoping that you're not going to be a stranger to the program.
Mikey, you want me, let's call me, man.
all right.
You know that, Virgin.
Yeah, all right, good. Yeah. So again, on behalf of the entire Mikey Life viewers, I want to express our appreciation to you for taking the time.
And I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank everybody for the support, because without the people supporting, we are nothing. Don't forget that. The people is very instrumental in what we do and the success that we have.
Right.
So you want to give all the people the love and still keep on supporting, because we need the people to support us, Right. And pass the message on, because each one teach one.
Each one teach one.
Yeah,
again,
man.
Patrick, well, thank you. All the best again,
Yes,
man. Mr. Worldwide,
yes,
all right?
Thanks,
all right, folks.
Yes,
well, thank you. We have come to the end of another very interesting Mikey Live program. Now, here's what. I'm going to try my best to make sure that Patrick is not a stranger to the program. Maybe we can do a once a month, Patrick.
Man, definitely.
Also, and of course, to keep us informed about what the best practices are when it comes to our diet, when it comes to eating, when it comes to resting, when it comes to exercising. Again, it is a pleasure being with you tonight, and of course, God bless you. Remember, never tear down anything unless you are prepared to build something better in its place, and we judge ourselves by what we know we are capable of doing, but others would always judge us based on what they see we do. So let what you do speak for you. Again, don't forget to share the program on your wall so that your friends can see. Again, thank you very much. This has been another Mikey Live. That's it right there?
Yes, blessed.
Signing out.
Blessed love.
All right, all the best, folks.